As a YouTube content creator, I'm always on the hunt for new ways to capture those epic mountain bike rides. So in today's video, I wanted to show you guys 5 of my favorite tools to mount my GoPro or Insta360, including my latest find, which is this 360 rotating Telesin tripod slash selfie stick that I'm pretty excited about. Now let's start with the most popular way to mount your action camera when mountain biking, which is the chest mount. The chest mount, of course, gives you the best point of view perspective because the camera is mounted right there to your chest, allowing people to get that kind of view of the bars and the trail out in front of you and really get that feeling of what it's like to ride down those trails. Some people would say the chest mount is the best mount. All right, that was corny. But not all chest mounts are created equal. So if you're gonna choose a chest mount, here goes what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something with high quality straps that aren't gonna loosen up over time. You really wanna cinch these straps down on this chest mount and get that thing locked in so the camera isn't wobbling as you ride down those gnarly trails. Number 2, since you have that Chesty strapped down so tight, some good padding on the back like this just keeps things comfortable, and once again, it helps keep it secure, helps it to where it doesn't slide around quite as much. And finally, a good buckle like this, an easy way to be able to take that thing off and put it back on, is a must for your chest mounted GoPro. But even after you find the right Chesty, you still got to get that camera mounted on there and get the thing set at the right angle. You see, you're not going to want your GoPro or your action camera on there flat like that, because when you get on the bike, you're up over the bike, your chest is angled down, so you actually have to tilt that camera up to be able to capture those trails out in front of you. But how much do I tilt it up, Jared? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see that silver Sharpie mark right there? That's my secret to getting the camera set at the right angle every single time. So here goes what you're gonna do. Get yourself the right Chesty. Like I said, this one is the one from SameTop. I will have links in the description if you guys want to get this one. Once you get that Chesty, go get a silver Sharpie, not a paint marker. Paint's gonna flake right back off this plastic. The silver Sharpie, for some reason, it holds a lot better. It's not gonna wear off after one ride. This is one, I've had this mark on there for a couple months now, and it's still on there, still holding pretty strong. And I ride and film every single time I ride. So you got your chest mount, you got your Sharpie, go out to the trails, do a couple little test laps, hit record, watch the footage back, note if you have to move the camera up or down, make those little micro adjustments. Once you get the camera set just right, do a silver Sharpie mark right across those mounts. And what that's gonna do is it's going to allow you every single time you put that camera on there just to be able to align it right back up like that. Also, it's really helpful because I can be riding down, getting footage, and let's say I want to capture something real quick. I can loosen this up, flip it flat, look over, point at what I want to film, point back, it's time to ride again, angle it right back up, line up those marks, crank it down, and I'm ready to go. Now, the next best way, if you're not going to chest mount your GoPro, is to use the chin mount. Some people like this mount even better because your head acts as a natural gimbal while you ride, keeping that camera and that footage buttery smooth. Also, it enables you to be able to look over, as you look over at your friends when you're riding, or as you look over at other parts of the trail, it captures that versus the Chesty where it's just pretty much strapped to your chest the whole time. So if you're looking over, it's not capturing the whole ride. However, I don't like using the chin mount as much for 2 reasons. One, I'm not always wearing my full face helmet. And as you can see, you kind of need a full face helmet to have the chin mount on there. 2, I just feel like it puts the camera up a little bit too high to where then I have to angle it down because you want at least a little bit of the handlebars in there. So I feel like it's not getting as much of that up in front of you view of the trails. However, camera lenses are getting wider and wider these days. So I'm sure with one of these more modern cameras, you could use the chin mount like this, still capture a little bit of your bars and plenty of the trail in front of you. So the chin mount is a great option. I usually prefer to use this when I'm going to like the bike park. First of all, I'm going to be wearing my full face helmet anyways. And second of all, the trails are so much steeper at the bike park that I feel like that angle, the camera angle on the chin mount, works really well for that. But even if I'm using the chest mount or the chin mount to capture that point of view footage, I like to break up those shots with what I think is the most underrated mountain biking mount, and that is the tripod. This is the 360 rotating tripod slash selfie stick from Telesin. I'm pretty excited to try this out because it's got some cool features. Let me throw this on here real quick and show you guys. First of all, it's got this 360 rotating mount, which allows you to twist the camera around any way you like it. You can also easily go from horizontal shots to vertical shots, which is pretty cool for those of you who are trying to upload to YouTube but also want to quickly be able to set up for an Instagram or TikTok clip, which uses the vertical video. Also, it's got these nice stable legs that, let me unlock that, that would help. Stable legs that once you unlock it, they easily slide out to get a nice wide base, or you can bring them up if you got a little bit of smaller spot that you're trying to set it on. Lock it back into place like that, super stable. Get that camera set just how you want. Setting up a tripod like this is a great way to capture a technical spot on the trail. You can also get the bike zooming by real quick. It'll break up those riding clips. And the POV footage with the Chesty or the chin mount, sometimes it flattens trails out and it doesn't quite show just how gnarly those trails really are.
Tight little squeeze.
So having a selfie stick on you, especially something like this that collapses down, you can easily throw in your pack when you ride. And the cool thing about this one from Telesin is it also doubles as a selfie stick, which segues perfect into the next mount I want to talk about, which is the selfie stick. So this is a selfie stick as well, only it's a lot lighter option than that one right there from Telesin. And I like to use these selfie sticks once again just to capture different perspectives on the ride. Sometimes I'll stick it out, down, capture myself kind of like pedaling up the trails. I've also strapped it to the top of this full face helmet, which I think was one of the most epic shots I've ever got while I was riding. So the selfie stick definitely offers a unique way to capture your riding footage, but I'm always searching for new perspectives, different angles, something to just break up that normal mountain biking footage. And recently I found this handlebar mount. You can see right there, it's got the mount to mount onto your handlebars. Twists in right there with the screw. You're going to want to be a little bit careful when you're twisting this on if you got a set of carbon bars like I do on my Polygon. But check this out. It's got these little ball joints right here, and this simple twist lock allows you to easily be able to unlock it, move it around. Get a camera on there, give you a better perspective. So you can easily unlock it, move it around, put that camera however you want, lock it back down, locked into place. Now strapping that to your bars is a cool way to, first of all, you could flip it back at you and use it if you're just the type that likes to ride and talk to the camera, but I like to kind of point it down at the tires, get some different shots of those tires rolling through the dirt or rolling along the road. And I've even strapped this thing to the back of my bike and gotten a couple cool shots of me doing like a enduro turn. Enduro turn. What do you guys call that one? Fact check me, leave a comment below. So those are 5 of my favorite ways to mount my action camera and capture that awesome mountain bike footage. But here's a bonus tip. Wind noise will destroy your mountain bike footage. I don't care how good of a mount you have, how much time you've taken to get the perfect angle. If you got that howling wind noise as you're flying down the trails, nobody's gonna wanna watch your video. So here's how you fix it. My most preferred method is by using these dead cats. What it is there's these little adhesive pieces that will stick to the plastic on your GoPro. They're double-sided, so when you peel off the other side, it's gonna stick to these little pieces of fur right here. You put those over the microphone ports. It'll allow crystal clear sound to still come through, but it's gonna block that howling wind noise. Basically just kind of breaks the wind up, prevents the wind from going directly into that microphone, and gets your riding sounding pretty dang good. Now there's other options as well, like these foam wind slayers. However, I've found that you kind of have to stretch these over your camera and they end up ripping over time. But I've done a bunch of different tests. I've even tried combining the wind slayer and the dead cats together to see if that would give me better options. But all it really did was overheat the camera, and at the end of the day, the dead cats are still the preferred method for me, in my humble opinion. But leave a comment below and let me know your preferred method to mount action cams. Did this information today help you? If it did, share it with a friend, because it's all about getting everybody out there stoked to go ride and have some fun, people. Just like hold it like Ryan Trahan up in this bitch. That's what everybody does nowadays, right? Just holds the mic.